I wouldn't hate for them to go down that route. They're going to go for their duo support early, which you want the Enchantress in the Grimstroke lane, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think it's most likely Bane to be
10
the 5
seconds
here.
remaining.
I'm not sure if I like this duel together though. But I
5
guess, these
seconds
two
Hmm.
remaining.
duel, it secures your lane. So once you win all three of your lanes, doesn't matter how much synergy you
Dire
really have in your
team
draft
battle.
anyway, because game is often
Mirana.
always gonna be easy. And Mirana once again for Kishka.
Hype
This
pick.
is probably the best Mirana pick ever.
Yep.
Sand King, Grimstroke, Empress, there's just so many setups. There's basically no way you can miss your stun at all. So it's all down to Bane to maybe clutch this out with the Nightmare to dodge the
10
stun, but I
seconds
don't know how
remaining.
reliable that is though.
I think this is a perfect Mirana
5
pick. Just
seconds
you
remaining.
mentioned the stunning factor, but now you've got a way to deal with the Enchantress creep. You also have a long range stun to answer the Fiends group. Ways to scout out, which is really nice. Moonlight Shadow to enable Sand King to find that initiation. I really like this Mirana pick. I think it puts him in the driver's seat in this draft now.
Yeah, absolutely. They have so much control right now. And you might argue that there's a little bit too much, single target stuns, but then again, the Ember Spirit with the Grimstroke adding Inkswell is super underrated. And then Inkswell, a lot of time you are seeing a lot of multiple band stuns coming out from the Inkswell thanks to the Soul Bind too. And Sand King can always select his target easily. So I think this is definitely the draft that Lilgun is super comfortable with so far. They just need to find a hero that can maybe try to out carry the Templar Assassin. I think they are lacking of this one hero that can go late game
Radiant
comfortably
team
against the
battle.
TA. Because for now, early game is not an issue at all. I feel like this is where you want to find yourself a good insurance for the draft.
I think
There's a
for
hero that I would love to see though.
what is it?
CK
Dire
carry.
team
Okay.
I
battle.
think CK could really be awesome here for Lilligan.
Because for me, I was going to pull something out of the hat. I didn't want to say it, but because you kind of said something, CK is definitely not as crazy as mine. I want to see Druid
Radiant
from
team
Lilgun,
battle.
honestly. 4-2-3 plays
Dire
a very
team
good lone
pick.
druid. I think the hero is
Mhm.
very underrated. You get a lot of
Yeah.
armor.
Radiant team
I think
pick.
you're a stable
Legion
hero that can play
Commander.
the lane, and I think that's just what you're requiring out of your 24th. And more important, you have to have whatever they go for. It has to be a way to take objectives. That's really all I need from this last pick on Lilgun.
Yeah. That was this is a very smart LC pick as well. I was thinking to myself,
10
it's either the
seconds
OD
remaining.
or the Legion Commander, because you absolutely need some kind of save here. Otherwise,
5
it's
seconds
way too
remaining.
easy for Legion to play out their draft. So with this Legion Commander, it gives you a little bit of flex, right? You can put the Mars to the mid. You can also put the Legion on the mid as well. It doesn't. It wasn't as broken as before
Yep.
when you have the bug, but it's still pretty awesome, I would say. So it's really coming down to who has a better lane here, and depending on the last pick coming up from Lilligan. So I think that's the kind of flexibility that Motivate.Trust Gaming here can enjoy for themselves. And it's probably a little bit hard for Lilligan to pick into this.
Can
Unless
they
you can find a hero that is both good against Mars and LC. In a way, I think Lone Druid is pretty good against both of them.
can you put the Sand King mid, Ember safe lane, and then go for a different 11 hero or something like that? Because even though with the fix of the bug, Legion does still beat the Ember. So do you look to avoid that lane?
I'm not too sure because that means that you need
Oh,
to put
not.
Ember to the
Select your
carry.
heroes.
A troll against Mars. I'm not sure if I like this, to be very honest.
Okay, so I I don't like Troll. I think he's a very difficult hero to execute.
Mm-hmm.
We're at a stage in Dota where there's Ghost Scepters, your supports get a ridiculous amount of gold, Ag Shards, there's a lot to help kite, and they just heavily mitigate what Troll relies on. BKB Battle Trance, blowing heroes up and going from there and locking on heroes. I do think though, Troll has a lot of stuns. He has a lot of heroes that can initiate before him, which I think is a big way to enable the Troll. And Motivate don't have a lot of just casual stuns. Like Fiend's Grip should be, you should never get a long duration Fiend's Grip with Arrow, with Chains, Sand King, Grim, whatever. The Boom should never be able to get a good ultimate off. This game is all on Masros with his arena placement. I think Refresher is really the big, when it can get there, that's late stage. So looking at it, it's okay because Motivate don't have a lot of stuns and Lilgun do, but Troll is like I don't know, it's a rough hero.
I do share the same sentiment as you. I'm not too sure about throw in this patch, but I do think it's a very good throw game though. Like you say, there's a very limited stuns on Motivate's side, and there's no silence or any kind of as well to bring down the throw. I think the reliable way is to probably catch him in with the spear in arena or have a duel on the throw. So I think as a simple item like S and Y could easily fix that. And also especially when Ace 12 gets the shot on the Grimstroke, that's gonna give a lot of swing ability to the throw because you are gonna heal from that. You are gonna get Heart Dispel from that to allow you to use the ultimate maybe. So I do think the throw could be potentially super good here. It all depends on how well he plays and the positioning as well.
Yeah, I think Sanjay Yastra is core on Chol verse. In that item's fallen off a little bit, but I think this hero in particular, because of the status resistance, the movement speed's nice, the all the stats you get from it, but I really like Troll versus Legion. Like, Legion's a strong laning hero, but Troll is top 3, I think, laning carries, even though he's really not good at the moment. So that's going to give them a big edge versus this Legion factor. But also, just versus Jewel, you're super fine with that. Troll wants to have these 1v1 duels, and you having at least some life still to be able to sustain through that is really going to favor him. So I believe in it, actually. I believe in the Troll. I believe in Lilgun. I think their lineup just looks a lot easier to execute. Dire, I think, have to snowball off this early ages and early lane advantage because they do have some pretty good lanes.
Yeah, I would say I think that's the biggest strength of theirs right now with this
30
draft.
seconds to
It also
battle.
means that a lot of times your biggest strength is also your biggest weakness, right? Because what if your lane doesn't go as well as you planned? All of a sudden, you might get into these very awkward kind of situations where you draft to win lanes, and then once you lose your lane, there's just not a lot of ways to come back. Toy doing this melt on the bounty rune, I've seen Toy getting punished by this before.
I've also seen it pay off a couple of times for Toy before, so well, they'll get 3 bounties on Motivate, so a good start for them. And we do also see Tigger is going to be playing down bottom where the Grimstroke is laning, so this is expected how you wanted kind of the supports to be set up.
Yeah, I think so. I think Enchantress is probably gonna be pretty helpful than the Bane on this bottom lane. At least you can just keep throwing in the impetus towards the Troll. And I think Troll versus Mars is really not that bad at all. I've seen a lot of Mars, especially Chinese Mars. They always love to go for 1-point bulwark at level 2. And that is gonna mitigate a lot of the damage coming up from the Troll. You can also build into multiple bracer as well for you to sustain on the lane. And Tiger, especially coming with the heal, coming with the enchant with Dominic Creeps, might be able to be the X factor on this lane, I would say.
I think for mid, this is... we're already seeing Gacha Boy just have a really good time against Sanctity. Of course, it's not too far in, but I'm pretty worried. You've got a big damage advantage. Gacha Boy has played this matchup recently. That was against UDV. They did lose that game, but Gacha Boy had a very good laning stage, so he's mega comfortable with this.
I want to see his itemization though, because LC is not the hero that want to build a bottle, so he's probably just gonna build out a lot of stats, very similar to how you play the Dragon Knight, but in terms of laning ability and killing potential, you're definitely a lot stronger than a Dragon Knight. So Sanity, he might have to just max out the Flame Guard to play for farm here in the early levels.
Radiant's
That is
courier
just a
has
level
been
1
killed.
moment of courage, by the way. And adversaries are really getting so much pressure. Imagine when Gacha Boy gets to level 3 and 5.
Yeah, I wonder if Sanctity's going to consider to actually just pull the wave and not lane into the Legion. Because at the moment, we see our Gacha Boy's positioning is very comfortable, and if he gets lucky, he might even get the kill on Sanctity, but Flame Guard's going to push him back.
You are too slow.
We seeing some of the other lanes as well. Top, I'm intrigued because again, Sand King is a very weak laner, but I feel like this is a lane with a Templar Assassin and that maybe cannot punish the Sand King early. Do you feel like that's the case?
I feel like TA have a lot of, definitely can punish the Sand King.
Okay.
It's all come down to how Boomboy set it up though. I think, alright,
That's
they're
a
going for
setup.
it.
Oh, and instantly getting rid of the Nightmare. Beautifully played. So it does push 11 out of the lane. And Kishka's not going to take too much damage as well.
Yeah, the small camp is also open, so if Boomboy wants to stack for it, he's free to do so. When Mirana is kind of getting zoned out by her TA. I'm surprised that Toy didn't go for the early boots, because there's probably, most of the time that is the early item that TA wants to get so that he can start running down weaker laners like the Sand King. But he's going for the Band of Elren skin, so he's looking to just play out the last hits here. Not so much to threaten kills.
Bottom lane, Tigger. Some trouble, but instantly getting rid of the Inkswell. I said earlier as well, the troll laning into the Legion. That is a bit of a mistake. Of course, it is the good old Mars into 4-2-3, as we're seeing Masaros having a really good lane. Honestly, nothing crazy. Troll is in top of the last hits, but the good old thing about the Mars is that he never really goes too far behind in the lane.
You're welcome.
Yeah, especially with the double bracer build. We're actually not seeing 4-2-3 winning out this lane at all. This casual harassment actually doesn't do too much thanks to the regen and how tanky Mars is. So I think Masari is definitely super happy here on this lane right now. The status quo is absolutely favoring him. And I would say it's the same for all two other lanes as well on Motivate.Trust side. Gacha Boy having a good lane, Toy absolutely enjoying his time on the top lane too. So this trip, they drafted to win lanes and it's working that way.
Yeah, 4-2-3 did lose a Quelling Blade and Tango on the Corey prior, so maybe putting a little bit of a dampening effect onto that lane.
I want to see Tiger start maybe emphasizing on the triangle stacks a little bit more now that Masaris is able to kind of hang around alone by himself, so that there's more ways for Toy to get even bigger in this game. Because so far, look at the top lane, Sand King is... things might change.
Gotcha.
There's some good harassment on Toy.
Are they going for this? Boru's still on cooldown for quite some time, but like you said, some good harassment on Toy. They've got decent positioning with the creep wave, so 11 having a pretty good time.
Oh, Ares, this is your favorite? Tiger coming in with the Dark Troll Summoner. Oh, you might see an ambush on this mid lane soon. The Cannibal is coming too. This is as broken as Harpy, man, I swear.
You're like, as broken? Arthur, I don't know. Harpy's pretty broken, man.
I would say, okay, at this point, 5 minute times, this is probably as broken as Harpy.
Top lane 11. Trying to farm the stack and the creeps at the same time, but they have the sentry.
Ooh.
11 still alive. They get rid of the sentries. Able to hide in invis. Boomboy's got another one. Can they kill him? They will have enough mana for Bo if he pops the soul ring. He's going to do just that. The stun lock has to be perfect so we can't get the brain sap off him. And he's too long for an opportunity. Dude, I'm looking mid. No, I hate this.
This is not Dota 2 at all, I would say. There's just no answer for this thing. You're just summoning, all you have to do is to play correctly, be lucky, find the Dark Troll Summoner, and you are able to take down towers just as easily as like that. Mirana is a little bit late to kill the catapult because he was trying to get the kill on Boomboy. So he wasn't there to eliminate the threat first. He finds another one, okay.
Oh, so this tower's dead. So yeah, the tower's dead. And now you've got Jewel as well for extra damage. Well, you could lock him down, then get the Dark Troll Summoner for the extra, but Tigger's just going to send the army in. Or maybe wait for another summon, then send the army in. Yep. Gotta work, lads. Do your duty. Did you give the last hit to Gacha Boy? Yes, you do. Oh, you're a team player. Top lane 11 will end up being killed off. Sentry placed in the tree line. Boomboy and Toy being able to claim that. Very nicely on Motivate. They're making some solid plays across the map.
Yeah, absolutely. And most importantly, Masaros doing all that shenanigans. He's not slowing down at all. Look at him, he's actually full HP. He's looking to go for kill.
This, yeah. Oh, maybe doesn't find the troll. FaZeBit's able to get out of harm's way, but Masaros like, all right, yeah, I still get a kill nonetheless. Getting rid of Ace 12, 208 gold to the Mars, and continuing to bump up his net worth.
I would say, I think winning 3 lanes is probably an understatement for Motivate.Trust right now. I think they are dominating all 3 lanes right now. Now, not only that they are getting kills on the side lanes, they are also taking down the mid tower. And Gacha Boy, look at him. Like at any single point, one rotation means that one dual kill. So, Sanity, he has to be super careful here on this lane.
Astros? Is he in trouble? He can kill 4-3. He's got enough benefits. Oh my lord. So close. Now mid lane Sanctity. Okay, this is huge. But the creep eats the arrow. Gacha Boy has an opportunity to play with the press the attack, but the bonus health doesn't get him out of harm's way, as that is a big kill for Lilgun to find.
Yeah, Lilgun, they are angry. They're bringing 2 supports to the mid lane. Even though Ember Spirit doesn't have a points in chain, but they're still pushing for it for the kill. But yeah, that's a very important kill. But during all that, Motivate.Trust, they are winning in terms of net worth. They just got 1,000 more net worth lead there while that was all happening. So I would say the early game is still looking super favorable for Motivate.Trust, and Lilgun, they need to go for more. They need to start picking up the tempo and go for more kills.
They're gonna do just that. Kill into the main, but Gacha Boy. They're gonna sentry to the west, so they do see 11 in the sandstorm, but Gacha Boy not gonna have any heroes to back him up. And you've spoken a lot about Motivate and how these lanes have gone really well for them, but how do they convert on these lanes? What are the plays we need to see Motivate play with to further this lead?
I think a lot of times when you're in this kind of situation, you want to connect your cores to another cores. So I would say Mars connecting to top lane or someone connecting to Mars would be a very good way for them to advance their lead here. Because so far we are not seeing that. We are seeing LC to the top, but there's no one for him to play with around there. So he's kind of going back to the mid lane. So the TP to the top really didn't give them any return at all.
Yeah, I think in general, they don't have anyone to play with the Legion. Like, I wonder if Toy considers where is Toy? There he is. I wonder if he considers like an early blink, just so you can actually follow up on a Legion duel, because maybe that's where the Mars blink comes into play, which is this. It's still taking quite some time to get there. He's gone for a very stat-heavy build on Masros. Double Bracer, Soul Ring, and the Phase.
Yeah, they're playing the greedy game a little bit here. They're playing the scaling game. They understand that with this early advantage, it is up to them for them to push the tempo a little bit stronger, or do they want to use this advantage to reap the reward and farm up a little bit more? I do think farming out a little bit more makes more sense though, because if you look at Lilgun's hero, even though they lose their lanes, but when their heroes come together and start running at the enemy, they are actually really strong, because their spells are just really very good for them to take early fights. And I think Motivate.Trust understands that, and they are not giving them the kind of opening for them to fight their way back to the game.
All of this kind of farming's going on. 423 is going into a Maelstrom build, so nothing crazy like a Battle Fury. 423 wants to have a little bit more earlier impact for him, and Kishka, I'm going to guess about one. Actually, no, that's a bit too high. I'd say like 87 ping. 87? I don't know. What's Mongolia get?
I think 87 is actually pretty good for.
Oh, let's go.
From Mongolia, yeah. Because I think they are. I know Krish, he played from India like 100 ping, and 80 is probably okay compared to that. Yeah, but yeah, I just want to touch on this throw a little bit more. I feel like throw is just in a very awkward situation where the ideal item is definitely Battle Fury, so that you can farm a lot faster. But when you are getting relegated to building the Maelstrom, it doesn't feel that good anymore, because you want to be spamming your mana and you don't get the mana regen coming out from the Void Stone. So I'm just not sure. And it also means that you are not going into the asset Y that early. He's already queuing up the Yasha into BKB, because he understands that 20 minutes is probably the mark that he needs to come into the fight with BKB. So it's not looking like the best scenario for Troll, but I still stand by the fact that I think this is a very good Troll game. I think he has very good teammates for him to pop off.
Yeah, I'm just concerned if he gets to that stage, because I think Troll's very similar to the Phantom Assassin, where I think it's 3 items in a way. Yeah, BKB +1. And sometimes if you take the fight and don't win with that timing, then all of a sudden the enemy team just takes objectives, and playing behind is very awkward. I think your margin of error is super low on this hero compared to other carries. So it's all on 423 to see how he can perform on this, but Lilgun, they've clawed the net worth back a little bit. It was, I think, at 2,000 before, now only 1,000, and they're doing a decent amount of damage to mid. In fact, they're actually going to jump onto Toy, utilizing that cliff ward, seeing that no one's behind. Kishka not in a position, and now someone needs to cancel the Fiend's grip, but it sets up so Gacha Boy can close the distance, finding his first duel victory of the game.
Oh, they were a little bit rushed. 11 was running over to the mid lane with the dagger already. So if they waited for Sanking to come in, he would have been able to cancel the grip.
Tiga.
Do they want to go for more?
I don't know. Tiga's not easy to kill as well.
Alright, this is where this is a very important moment for Lilgun. They have their weapons up already. They need to make sure that this early blink is able to pull off.
They're going to use that cliff ward again. Looking to avoid the Bane. Oh, smoke just pops, but they're onto Toy once again. TP starting to rain in. They haven't committed any ultimates. 11 doesn't want to use the epicenter till now. The Nightmare's going to keep him inside the area as the epi doing so much damage. Sanctity shows up. The finishing blow, cutting away the life for Gacha Boy. The Mastros has showed up to the party. Arena only locking in one, but the rest of Lilgun, they still want to try and find some more targets to put in their grave, but Tiga is too difficult to bear.
That's probably the best Blink Dagger review that I can find. Triple kill for 11. And that's gonna speed up his farming a lot. He's actually the richest person on Lilgun's team. And once again, this high ground ward is just paying big time for them. You know, in the previous game, it was the vision for Motivate.Trust. This time around, it's for Lilgun. So once again, a vision game is gonna be the name of this game. And it's even more important for Lilgun, I would say.
They will lose the high ground ward though, so I think this siege for Lilgun is going to be a little bit more difficult. They have a DD on Sanctity, but of course Tigger can always purge this.
They do have a very good way pushing towers though if they don't bring over the troll. So Motivate.Trust just slowing down the push coming up from Lilgun. Very good stuff. Because the thing is, for Lilgun to keep on playing aggressive, they need to bring down this mid tower. That's the access to the top jungle and also the triangle. Without taking down the mid tower, they are pretty constrained to just playing the half core of their map. So Motivate.Trust, they understand that, which is why they are putting 2 cores on this mid lane to push out the wave and also to defend any potential push coming out from Lilgun. I think this is where you need to bring in the troll.
And speaking about the troll, 423 wasn't involved at all in that fight, so he was having free time getting his farm compared to the Templar assassin that was killed off and couldn't get any extra net worth in the grave. So Troll's been able to catch back up slightly. Of course, TA's still got a decent lead, but we have this farming item now completed in the Maelstrom.
Of double damage.
We see everyone else on Lilgun's side, they really want to force something. They're getting rid of the enemy's vision on the bottom side, but then again, these traps are the trickiest thing to remove. Because
bottom lane, 11? Just a solo epi?
Come on,
no, no.
Tigger's... Oh, what? What? Dude, he doesn't die and his cloak was in his backpack. Tigger's like, whoops, yeah, I probably should put that one in, but... Infused raindrops, saving lives again.
The catch-up bracer as well, and you don't really expect that. And that's epicenter for a position for
Masteros. How about the outposts? Solo Arena Gacha Boy. Looks like they will be able to find the duel victory, so second of the game for the Legion. Looking to continue to skyrocket up in his damage and his scaling potential. Do they get more?
Comforting rune of regeneration.
Do they want to go Roche right now if they have the Deso plus max level and melt? Maybe not. Now that they expanded the Mars.
Well, they might get Sanctity. Speed, they get him. Pinned to the tree. The follow-up is there. They'll make sure they tank the arrow just in case. Mastros, what a beautiful way to set that up.
Man, having a hero that can pull out all these repositioning ability plus a Bane is something that is really very broken and it's so hard to address that. Like we see a lot of this happening during TI, right? Because the Magnus plus Bane and Mars plus Bane is kind of the same concept. You need to hit those spells though. You need to hit the skewer back. You need to hit the spear back. And for Masaros, it's definitely not a problem for him, given that he's such an experienced Mars player.
And I think that's why we're starting to see a lot of people value this Tusk as a core and trying to flex it and get that Agnums, because the kick is gigantic, the repositioning, and it doesn't matter how far behind you are, you can always craft an angle back in if they are high ground sieging, and you kick them into T4 towers, and all of a sudden you go from there. And that's something the Mars does. That's something that the Mag did at TI. So I love the point you bring up.
Yeah, I feel like these repositioning heroes are always gonna be a very big factor in the meta. Something like a Venge could be the same as well, but here comes the smoke gang coming out from MTG.
Yeah, they want to fight right by the pit. In such a prime position, if they get the successful fight, then they can lead this into Roshan. Epi charge, but 11 jumps! Burrow onto 2. Follow-up, Inkswell's gonna put such a dent in the formation as Motivate. They'll crumble around the area. And Mastros, he'll join all his friendly targets in the grave. Sanctia with a triple, and now they're considering Roshan.
Man, Ares once again is the high ground ward.
Yup.
They devoted it a little bit too late. 11 was already getting a lot of vision out of that, and he was able to go in for the perfect two-man jump into soul bind into silence. There's no way else he could stay alive there because of the silence. They're gonna commit the ultimate for Troll. They might be able to fight back though if they want to.
That's
Nah, they're not gonna do
huge.
that.
That's huge, man. That is what Dai's lineup, I think, revolves around. TA first ages, snowballing with Enchantress sustain, Bane Nightmare trick, then a Legion press the attack, and oh no.
Okay, but that was all happening. Somehow they managed to find the clean strip on the Ember Spirit. Sanity is struggling a little bit, playing a little bit too aggressive there on the mid lane.
Did you see it? Did you see the start? What happened?
I didn't. I'm not sure who set it up. I think it was just Bane walking towards him and get a fin strip because he has absolutely no vision at all on the mid lane. There's no vision at all from Lilgun. Something that you need to really be careful about is that showing lanes, especially showing out the mid lanes during nighttime. A lot of time is a big no-no for a big course. You normally want to put, have some kind of supports to do that from the vault.
Lilgun now though, starting to beat onto the T2 tower top, then Motivate. They're gonna replicate this bottom, but Radiant do push pretty fast when the further stacks get maxed out, but they do the same as well with the Deso on Toy. So a double damage rune still at the top rune as well, which more than likely we'll see Lilgun sweep down to collect afterwards. So definitely. Do you feel like this is a farming ages for Lilgun, or can they fight off the back of this extra advantage?
I feel like they could do both, to be honest. Like, Tro is approaching PKB very soon. I think that's the fighting shape for the show. He hasn't been involved too much so far, but so far this is the perfect Tro game that you want, right? You are showing up just to take Roshan, and then after that you take over the towers. And now with the BKB, I think this is where you can finally join some kind of team fights, and you will feel pretty comfortable doing it as well. Because your teammates are gonna do the jumpings for you. All you have to do is to follow up, and they found the DD rune.
And they're trying to find a fight as well. Look up, Moonlight Shadow 2. Motivate trekking to the bottom jungle. 4-2-3 soon to give them the information. Boombui shows on the outpost and 11 pounces. Setting up for the arrow. Boombui can dodge this and give time for the rest of Dire to escape the area. They need some blind stuns, something to cancel the TPs. A Your Scepter from Kishka will hold back another support. So not the worst from Motivate, honestly. You're wasting the ages, you trade T2 towers, all your cores get out.
It's not the end of the world, I would say.
Oh, they are.
Oh, but look at
Okay,
Lilgun.
cool.
They're instantly tipping out to the top lane.
I like this.
There are no leaps on Mirana. Otherwise, Toy would. I think he's dead there.
But-
if you get eels into the arrow, I think he's dead.
I think that's still... I think that's still huge though, because you take away full access to the top jungle, and I think he had like 2 waves to farm. Meanwhile, Arena missed on Masaros. Not sure what happened there, but 4-2-3 just gets out. But yeah, I think just still Lilgun TPing top breaks a lot of the economy, because now 4 heroes have to split the farm by the triangle.
Yeah, it was really smart for Lilgun to do that. The response. Oh, 4-3.
They got Boom Boom Wheel on the high ground. Fan scripts available to be able to cancel the BKB. They're going to charge up the arrows, so there will not be a way to hold them back, as 4-2-3, a quick and easy one at cutting away the life of Mastros, and now the tier 1 will end up being killed off.
Oh, this is such a good timing for them to push as well. Shot is coming.
Another jump. Enchantress to target. They get the pipe up before the stun. The Enchantress still going to be brought down. Now they're turning to Gotcha Boy. First use of the BKB will be defensive, but he's back to safety of his high ground. Oh, they're dropping the flags.
Asserting their dominance here. Is Toy in fighting shape right now? He could disassemble the Dragon Lance, and he's gonna do that. Complete the BKB. So she is in fighting shape right now. They just need to pick their fights a little bit correctly, because it is getting a lot trickier when Grimshock has the shard. It's not on him just yet because his career died, but once the shard is up, you need to be very careful in putting down these disabers on throw, because once the hard dispel comes in, it could make things very complicated.
And Lilgun playing like they always know, increase the tempo. They've got ages for another 10 seconds, but they want to take a fight. Smoke, scan goes red, so they're well aware. Smoke's both gonna pop though. 11 to jump. They're all grouped up! They're all grouped up! 11! A burrow to start, but it gets burnt down. The epicenter pulses are still out. But the jewel, that's not the target you want. 4-2-3 stands his ground. Battle Trance is out. No refraction charges as they'll get rid of Toy. Now they're on to Mastros next. A chains to hold him back from entering the high ground as Lilgun. Oh, they were in prime position to take the fight. They get a root at the last second as the tips. They are well and truly deserved as 11. Another perfect start.
What a find by 11. I don't think he has any vision there. And he was blinking into smoke and found 3 man. That was just instinct play. Which is why I always say, Dota players, you have good instincts. A lot of these times, you just need to trust them. And 11, he went for it, he found it for his team. That was such an impressive jump. And when you get such a jump like that, the follow-ups are gonna be there. They have such a strong follow-up, and Trovola instantly went into Skull Basher. He has the money for the SMY, but he doesn't want to go for it. He understands that a lot of times when it comes to the late game, it's about him versus the TA. It's a lot about, maybe even the duo as well.
Yeah.
It's a lot about men fighting, so Basher is definitely one of the best items to do so.
And I think one thing with the troll as well, he got ridiculously lucky with his neutral item, as they will get a quick and easy kill into the Enchantress. Meanwhile, mid lane though, Duel is out. Spear afterwards, they're lacking the damage. With the Bane showing up, they're still not going to get the kill. Maybe 11's in trouble. The rest of Radiant though, they're starting to connect, so 11's not even going to die. It's Masaros?
Oh.
There they go.
Oh, there's a little bit of angry BKB, it feels like. Without this BKB, I think this is gonna be a pretty free tier 2 bottom for Lilgun. And after this tier 2, they can play slow. They've gotten all the outer towers right now. This is where you kind of choke your enemy and wait for the second Roche to come out. So I will say Lilgun, they are in a pretty commanding position. It's their game to win right now.
Yep. Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. They are in prime position. 4-2-3. Top of the net worth. He's usurped Toy, who still hasn't been able to get too much value out of this BKB. Only 1 charge used. They're not out of it for Motivate just yet. Who's that ideal target though for Motivate to bring down? Who do they have to aim at the start of the fights?
Oh, it's such a hard question, man. I feel like Ember Spirit and Sand King are probably the 2 biggest ones that you need to bring down. But I feel like Mirana and Grimshoot are as important as well. There's really no easy answer.
That's ambitious attempt. Just dangling the life of Enchantress to go with Pipe, Pupil's Gift, the Brace, and they're actually going to smoke a long wraparound, I think is drawn.
Never refuse gold given.
I feel like this is the point where you just go on whoever you can find and you try to bring them down quickly. Toy is gonna rush to the Roshan to put down a trap, and then
They're a bit
rejoin his
split.
team.
Split. They're gonna run into Ace. Push him away from Gacha Boy, but ready to nowhere to be seen. So some more dual damage for Gacha Boy, up to 40 now. You're definitely not in a position you'd like to be in for the Legion. Needs that damage to scale. In fact, the Mirana is even a higher net worth. Gacha Boy has had a very, very tricky game 3.
Kishka has been finding a lot of farm on this, both of this game on Mirana. And once again, he's going for the Lincolns. He might hit the arrow.
Okay.
No follow-up though.
Just wanting to burn a little bit of Gacha Boy's health pool. The rest of Radiant connecting. Same with Dire. Gacha Boy putting his life on the line, but baiting his 11. Jumps in. Another double burrow for the instant BKBs. It's going to be 4-2-3 to Sandy's ground with the battle trance utilized early. Die, can they take the fight afterwards? They're starting to all show up, but again, 11, a double burrow strike on the side. Do they cancel the Fiend's grip? Beautiful Your Scepter gives Sanctity an opportunity to remnant down to the river. Now he's playing with his food. Up to the high ground it goes, but Toy, an instant blink to follow in pursuit. And they do somewhat even out the trade.
Oh, that 11 was just on point, man.
Yeah.
With the double burrow strike there. The first burrow strike was to stun 2 man, and then the one after that was to stop the Fiend's grip. That was a fight without the green stroke. So I think that's the biggest reason why Motivate.Trust is able to get out alive with the 3 of them. If if the Soulbind was in play, I think the team fight is gonna look a lot different there. So Motivate.Trust, very well done there, getting the disengage as well. But the thing is though, Gacha Boy, he really needs some space to finish off this Blink Dagger. He can't rely on Masaros to go in for every single kill. Because he kind of needs this arena to go for the back lines here on on the double supports especially.
Yeah, it's like you need the Mars to hold back, like you said, some of the supports, and then Gacha Boy and Toy can jump in and maybe focus down. It might be a bit difficult on Ember because Sanctity has Lincolns now, but maybe 11 if you can run into him. 4-2-3 I think could even die just with how much damage Toy is doing. He just picked up the crystals.
Oh, they found the rush.
Yes, sir.
They're gonna see the rush, yeah. Motivate.Trust, they knew too. They're prepping it.
Radiant, once again, the ward on the higher ground. They're going to take this out of play. Might shadow up. We'll see if they can get in prime position for this, but Motivate, they're playing around with their vision. Tigger's going to try and scout out of the pit. Roche at half health. They need a way to start. Mastros targeting Ace. A quick embrace prevents the spear, but Roche continuing to fall low. A duel out before the Aegis is picked up, but no one is able to find until now. 4-2-3 gets the Aegis, the duel victory along with it. And now he's looking for more, eyeing up Toy, pursuing the Templar Assassin further inside the Dyer's territory. Across the boundary they go. 4 have been killed off. Now Mastros, he's been ran into around the secret shop as Lilgun. 0 casualties. Another incredible team fight by the Roche pit. As Mastros is going to BKB TP out, he will just make it, but oh, what another good fight.
Yeah, unfortunately, no one for MTG was able to pick up the Aegis. I think it was on the ground for a good 2 to 3 seconds. No one denied it, no one picked it up. So that was definitely a very nail-biting moment right there. But this is going to be at least 2 pairs, at least 1 pair of racks, I would say. Especially with the troll, man. Just look at him going for the towers.
Good buoy. Nice press the attack. No follow up though. Might just be a full set and out. But with the Aegis, they're actually thinking about sticking around. Oh, this is on Massa. This is on Massa. Arena up surely. His speed has to be really, really good to push someone away. Let's see it. Onto the Grimstroke. They got the follow-up duel as well, but 11 once again. Multi-man burrow striking now 4-2-3. It's just locking onto target after target. Bashes are raining down. The damage, it's too much for them to bear. Toy's going to BKB, blink himself out. Multiple buybacks. You need to still stick around. You can't leave 4-2-3 on an island. Sanctity's back in with full resources and 11's charging up the combo. Ooh. Onto Toy. Mastros is going to follow suit. Arena giving them a little bit of breathing room. Toy is on the south side of the team fight. That's an exceptional ulti from Mastros, and they could stick around for this second round. Pinces him up to the effigy. 4-2-3, Lincoln's given over to him, continuing to kite the troll ward, trying to get outside the base off his movement speed. Tigger, the body blocks are there, the damage is there, and Motivate, they hold on for another day.
Could they get even more? Kishka getting silence here?
Ooh.
The duel is coming?
Oh, they're gonna get it? No!
Oh, there's a Lincoln's on Mirana anyway. He wouldn't have been able to get it anyway, so...
Oh, he's so
Alright,
farmed.
That's 4 kills. That's pretty good for Motivate.Trust. They also defended their Rex as well, most importantly. And also, they just expended 2 buyback in this case. So Toy didn't have to use the buyback there, which is very, very good because it means that this potential Daedalus or maybe Silver Age is going to be a little bit closer for him. I wonder which one is he going to take. Most likely the Daedalus, I would say. Because there's not... Maybe the brick could be good too. If you get a brick on the troll, that's going to be pretty huge. So let's see which one he wants to go for. He's going for a Daedalus, alright. That's not too bad too. I think you need to find, if you are lucky with your RNG, if you are able to burst down this Ember or Sanking quick enough, that could be a very good way for you to start a team fight. Especially when he found himself an Enchanted Quiver.
I think the angle back in for Motivate is giving farm to Mastros. I believe if you find Refresher and have double Arena, as hold that thought, because right, they're smoking down bottom. Boombo is in prime position to break this. Now going to try and charge up the Fiend script, but that is short-lived as Toy's Daedalus is just chunking 11's life pool. Mascot and Flame, Gacha Boy with the follow-up as well. But they haven't even killed anyone. 11 just gets out, and now 4-2-3's he's trying to show up to the party. A spear somehow, I don't know what they stunned him to, so he's able to TP out.
Oh, Sanking played the white so well there. I mean, 11 is definitely my MVP so far. Like, he's been able to, you know, he has been putting out all these big stuns, you know, canceling the Fiend screen multiple times as well, and now just playing in front of his enemy and getting out. I feel like once Sanking get to the level 25 timing, where he gets the 40% sandstorm slow and blind, that's gonna be the biggest timing for this Sanking. So I feel like I'm with you. I feel like both offlaners are able to dictate the team fight so well.
Yeah.
So it's really up to them to play out this team fight and execution as well.
Yeah, because we... Oh, Jewel? Should be an easy kill for Gacha Boy, even though he doesn't have as much damage. But there you go, 60 to 90 off the back of the level 3 Jewel. So that's really important, because Gacha Boy's had a difficult game, and you're relying on damage to be able to continue scaling. So getting those free pickoffs, anything can happen. And this is now giving more space. It's Toy working towards a nullifier. It's Mastros getting closer to Refresher. And I really believe this, if there's an angle back in, it's on Refresher. Because we saw what happened with Trolls previous ages. He popped BKB and Battle Trance for the first live, and as soon as he respawned, he couldn't do anything. He had a couple teammates down, so they didn't have stuns to enable him to right-click, and he didn't have his BKB Battle Trance again to really just be able to man-fight. So that is where you use your first arena, and then the second one is the big one to kite the troll when he doesn't have this in the arsenal.
Well, speaking about that, mid lane, and she's kind of becoming the, you know, kind of be the bait here, but there's no follow-up though. Alright, not so much of a bait, but yeah, skip good there. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. It's just that I'm not seeing Motivate.Trust giving Mastros the kind of space to farm up this refresher up. He has bought 2 Perseverance, but he's still like what?
Toy, don't do it. Toy, don't do it. Oh, he stepped too far. Under the T4 towers, but the instant press the attack now with the arena follow-up. Toy, can he stand his ground until the damage required to bring down the Radiant Cores? But he's leashed together. No escape for the Templar Assassin, and no escape for Motivate as well, as Lilgun continuing to go deeper and deeper. Pillaging the numbers. Sanctity mega kill streak. Remnants galore looking for another. Back to Toy they go. A dieback on the TA, and that should be all she wrote.
Oh man, those chain tips coming out from everyone of Lilgun. You can tell that they have been waiting to do so. As a response to the full stop coming out from Toy at the end of game queue.
Yeah, no more full stops.
What a power play coming from Lilgun. Smoking into that and pulling off a kill in front of the tier 4 towers. That is dominance, man. That is confidence.
Your place.
Yeah, I don't know how you hold this one out. Enchantress up in 5. You're going to lose Boom Booey beforehand, though. Dude, why not?
Are they gonna?
Why not?
Okay.
4-2-3. This is pretty crazy. Jewel, but he's still battle tranced. He's still battle tranced. Jesus, Cord and Lilgun. Oh, they gave him the... They gave him the full subs with the GG. Oh, they're not happy. They are not happy. The tip's out on Toy once again as Lilgun. They'll win their last series of Spring Tour. They will, I believe, not secure, but they'll put themselves in 3rd position with that win.
Yeah, and I feel like they're coming into this series sending out a message, man.
Yeah.
I was a little bit wondering, how is the motivation level gonna be on Lilgun's side since they have already secured their place. They are basically paying for the prize money right now, but sometimes teams they might want to have a little bit of fun. But it seems like this game, Lilgun, they're bringing all out. I mean, they're bringing their best draft, and this is the best game for them in this series as well, game 3.
Yeah, I mean, what a game 3 as well. It was back and forth. We saw. It really felt like it was the first Roche fight that really put them in prime position for Lilgun. Because we were saying, in particular, Templar Assassin and their lineups, they really, really thrive on getting first ages and going from there. And we saw that the difficulties when they weren't able to find that advantage. And, Lilgun, they looked really solid. They pull something out of left field almost, like this Troll Warlord. It's not a carry here we see too often. We were both saying like it's a pretty decent Troll Warlord game though in all things. And we saw 4-2-3 pop off. Sanctity, again doing Sanctity things. I mean, he looked exceptional. I think, what was his KDA towards the end? It was 16, 4, and 15. So just Sanctity doing Sanctity.